Hi everyone. We're getting to that season where everyone's going to be putting their bikes into storage. And when you put a bike into storage, unless you're moving it around occasionally, you're going to want to put it up on stands. Now, the stands, of course, help you when you want to do oil changes or work on anything on the bike where you want to be lower or where you want it to be higher in the air. In either case, you got to put it up on the stands. So I'm going to show you how to do this with my Ninja 1000. Now I have these trackside stands, which for the money they are great. They are not the best out there, but they definitely aren't the worst. They work great. They're well built, and they do the job. The other thing you're going to need on a sport bike is you need spools. Now I use these speed metal spools on mine. One goes on each side into pre-existing holes. On the Ninja 1000, these holes are 8mm. The spools are these hooks on the Paddock. So they go into the spools and they lift the bike up. Now, on a stock bike where you do not have a tail eliminator, it can be a little tricky getting it under the rear fender, getting it under that reflector that hangs down at the bottom. But it is doable. I did it before I did the fender eliminator kit. So all you got to do is just kind of wiggle it in there. Now we'll get to the front one later, because the front one needs to have the back already in the stand. Never put the front Paddock stand first, and never attempt to use the front Paddock stand without having the rear Paddock stand already on. This is because chances are you will drop your bike. Okay, the back Paddock stand is needed for stability, and it's what helps keep the bike safe, stable, and you don't have any regrets later. So I'm going to go ahead and get the camera into the tripod here and show you how to do the rear Paddock stand. Okay. So I'm going to try and do it from this angle. You want to leave the kickstand down, so that way if by chance you don't get it up all the way and it comes back down, your bike doesn't fall over. It also helps you not having to hold the bike up while getting the Paddock stand under there. Now, these trackside mounts come with a nice leverage bar on the back one. It doesn't on the front one, unfortunately. And what you want to do is you just want to carefully guide this in and get it under the left-hand spool. And it'll line up on the right-hand spool. Take your left hand. Now, of course, do this the other way if you're left-handed. But to help the bike up while also pushing down on the leverage bar. And see, now you got the bike straight up and down, but if you were to drop it down, the kickstand will save you. And then just push down. The front's a little more difficult. One thing I wanted to mention on the back stand before I forget, mine came with the hooks both pointed the same direction, which of course doesn't work. So I had to flip it around manually. It's simple. Take the bolt out, flip it around, put the bolt in. And then you have to adjust the width to make sure it matches the width of your bike. Anyone with any kind of know-how can do that. It's real straightforward. Let me just grab this real quick. So you adjust the spacing with the bolt that you take out to flip around. If you don't have spools or you have a different kind of bike, it does have these that you can put it on. I haven't used those, so I have no way to demonstrate them. because I had the spools. But as I said, both of these were like pointed the same direction. So the hook was over here, and I just had to take this bolt out and flip it around. But this bolt, you loosen it, adjust the spacing, and you're good to go. Okay, so be very careful when you use these straight up the way they come, because the nut can scrape your rotors. So just be very careful. You're going to stick these up, and this is why I can't switch them around right now. They're spring loaded, and I just don't feel like dealing with the spring right now. So these flip up underneath here, and then it takes some oomph to lift the bike up. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So be careful of that nut on your rotors. Get this lined up right underneath. And you want to make sure that this is underneath and this is hooked up in, because when you lift up, it's probably going to fall off. Just start pushing down carefully and slowly. Work it up. Get the wheels under. And there. Now, if you didn't switch the nuts around, chances are you're going to have a couple notches on your rotors. Not much you can do about that. But that's all it takes to get your bike up on the stands. Let me get the camera here. Okay. So, as you can see, we've got the rear stand and the spools. Lift it up. You can, of course, get this bar, flip it in, get it out of the way. And it's secure. And then we have the front stand right up under here. Now okay, you can see where I did it before. Got those grooves there in the rotor. I might do a video on switching these bolts around. I got to figure out how the spring is set up. But now the bike's in the air and it's stable. And now it can be stored and you won't get flat spots. I mean, these stands do good. And that's all there is to it. Now, to take them off, it's the reverse. So, to get your bike off, the front's pretty simple. Just get the front, lift up slow. And then support the weight as it comes down. Rear stands the same way. Pull out your bar. Lift up slow. Go ahead and support the back of the bike. Go slow. And try and put some pressure towards the kickstand. Just in case. And boop. That's all it takes. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I will try and answer everyone's questions as soon as possible. If there's anything you would like to see, any tips, tricks, techniques, anything at all motorcycle related, please let me know. I do these videos for you, so anything that you would like to see, I am more than happy to do it. If you like this video, please click that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and click the bell to notify you whenever a new video drops. Thank you again. Ride safe and keep the rubber side down.